A six-figure salary, a luxury car in the driveway, designer clothes in the closet, yet somehow the bank account hits zero before the next paycheck arrives. It sounds impossible, but this is the reality for millions of high earners across the country. The numbers tell a shocking story that challenges everything we think we know about wealth and financial security. The invisible trap of lifestyle inflation. Nearly a quarter of American households are living paycheck to paycheck. But here's the twist that catches everyone off guard. About 1 in 5 households earning more than $150,000 a year spend over 95% of their income on necessities. Even more surprising, over a third of people making $200,000 or more describe themselves as running out of money each month, with nothing left to save. These aren't people struggling to afford basic needs. They're high earners who have somehow found themselves trapped in the same financial squeeze as those making a fraction of their income. The culprit behind this paradox has a deceptively innocent name. Lifestyle creep, also called lifestyle inflation, happens so gradually that most people don't even notice it's occurring until they're fully caught in its grip. It starts innocently enough. Someone gets a promotion and decides they've earned the right to upgrade from their reliable sedan to a luxury vehicle. The monthly payment jumps from $400 to $800, but the raise can cover it, so it feels justified. A few months later, they move from a modest apartment to a spacious house in a better neighborhood. The mortgage doubles, but again the income supports it. Before long, what once felt like luxuries become the new normal, and the baseline for acceptable living has shifted entirely. This phenomenon operates like a ratchet that only turns in one direction. Once someone upgrades their lifestyle, downgrading feels like failure. The nice restaurant that used to be a special treat becomes the regular Tuesday dinner spot. The occasional designer purchase transforms into a default shopping habit. Subscription services multiply from 3 to 15 without anyone really noticing. Each individual decision seems reasonable in isolation, but collectively they create a spending pattern that devours every dollar earned. The problem intensifies because these aren't temporary splurges that can be easily cut. They're fixed costs baked into monthly budgets. That bigger house comes with higher property taxes, maintenance costs, and utility bills. The luxury car demands premium gas and expensive insurance. The upscale neighborhood means kids attend schools where other families vacation in Europe, creating new pressure to keep pace. What makes lifestyle inflation particularly insidious is how it disguises itself as success. Society tells us that earning more means we should live better, and advertising constantly reinforces this message. A raise becomes permission to spend rather than an opportunity to save. The hedonic treadmill keeps spinning faster. Research shows that people quickly adapt to improvements in their circumstances, and what once brought joy becomes merely adequate. The thrill of the new car fades within months, but the payment remains for years. This creates a cycle where people chase the next upgrade, hoping to recapture that initial satisfaction, never quite reaching a point where they feel they have enough. The social media effect and keeping up appearances. The pressure to maintain appearances has reached unprecedented levels in the age of social media. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok create a curated highlight reel of other people's lives, showing exotic vacations, designer wardrobes, and picture-perfect homes. What viewers don't see are the credit card bills, the debt, or the financial stress hiding behind those polished images. Nearly 40% of Americans admit they've spent more money than they could afford specifically to impress someone else. This figure jumps even higher among younger generations, with over half of adults under 25 acknowledging they've overspent to keep up with peers or create impressive social media content. The bandwagon effect plays a powerful role in this dynamic. When everyone in a social circle appears to be living a certain lifestyle, individuals feel compelled to match it regardless of whether they can truly afford it. High earners face particularly intense pressure because their income creates an expectation of visible wealth. A person making $200,000 a year feels they should drive a certain type of car, live in a certain type of neighborhood, and vacation in certain types of places. The problem is that these expectations often exceed what even a substantial salary can support, when combined with other financial obligations. Some families earning $300,000 or more report feeling squeezed because they're trying to maintain an image that their income can't actually sustain. Fear of missing out drives countless poor financial decisions. Limited time offers, exclusive events, and the constant stream of new products create a sense of urgency that bypasses logical thinking. The desire to be part of experiences that friends and colleagues are having pushes people to book trips they can't afford, buy tickets to events that bust their budget, and accumulate possessions they don't need. Social media amplifies this by making comparison constant and unavoidable. Previous generations might have compared themselves to neighbors or coworkers they saw occasionally. Today's high earners are bombarded with images of wealth and luxury every time they open their phones, creating relentless pressure to measure up. The psychology of spending among high earners reveals another crucial factor. Many tie their self-worth to their ability to provide experiences and possessions for their families. Parents who grew up with less often want to give their children everything they missed, leading to expensive private schools, elaborate birthday parties, and constant enrichment activities. The emotional component of money becomes tangled with identity and success. Saying no to a purchase feels like admitting inadequacy or failure. This creates a toxic cycle where spending becomes about maintaining self-image rather than meeting genuine needs or pursuing meaningful goals. Breaking free from the high-income paycheck trap, the gap between what high earners make and what they manage to save reveals a fundamental misunderstanding about wealth. True financial security doesn't come from earning more. It comes from maintaining a gap between income and expenses that allows for saving and investing. Someone earning $80,000 who saves 20% of their income is building more wealth than someone earning $200,000 who saves nothing. The key difference lies not in the paycheck amount, but in the discipline to live below one's means. High earners living paycheck to paycheck often lack what seems like a basic financial tool, an emergency fund. When unexpected expenses arise, whether it's a medical bill, car repair, or home maintenance issue, they have no cushion to absorb the blow. This forces them to rely on credit cards, which carry high interest rates and create yet another monthly obligation. The irony is stark. People with six-figure incomes struggling to cover a $1,000 emergency because every dollar is already allocated before it even arrives. Building an emergency fund requires breaking the cycle of spending everything earned, but it provides crucial breathing room that transforms financial stress into financial stability. The solution starts with awareness and honest self-assessment. Many high earners genuinely don't know where their money goes. Tracking expenses for even a single month can reveal shocking patterns. The daily coffee shop visits add up to hundreds of dollars. The streaming services and subscription boxes cost more monthly than a gym membership that never gets used. The convenient food delivery and restaurant meals cost triple what cooking at home would require. None of these individual expenses seem significant, but together they create a leak that drains thousands annually. Awareness allows for conscious choice rather than unconscious drift. Creating boundaries requires more than just budgeting. It demands a fundamental shift in mindset about what constitutes success and happiness. Research consistently shows that beyond a certain income level, additional money provides diminishing returns on life satisfaction. The difference between making $50,000 and $100,000 significantly impacts quality of life. The difference between making $150,000 and $300,000 matters far less than most people assume, especially if the higher income comes with lifestyle inflation that eliminates any actual improvement in financial security. Happiness comes from having control and options, not from having the most expensive versions of everything. Automating savings changes the equation entirely. When money moves automatically from checking to savings or investment accounts on payday, it removes the opportunity to spend it. This forces lifestyle to adapt to what remains, rather than expanding to consume everything available. Even high earners should follow the principle of paying themselves first. A percentage of every raise should go straight to increased savings rather than increased spending. This allows for some lifestyle improvement while still building toward long-term financial goals. The goal isn't to live like a struggling student while earning a substantial salary. It's to find a sustainable balance that provides both present enjoyment and future security. The path forward requires courage to step off the treadmill of constant consumption. It means having honest conversations with family and friends about financial priorities rather than pretending everything is fine while drowning in expenses. It means being willing to make choices that might not match peer expectations, but align with personal values and long-term goals. Most importantly, it means recognizing that wealth isn't measured by what you spend, but by what you keep. A high income provides an incredible opportunity to build real financial security, but only if it's treated as a tool for wealth building, rather than a license for limitless spending. The choice between staying trapped in the paycheck to paycheck cycle or breaking free comes down to deciding whether temporary status symbols matter more than genuine financial peace and freedom.